Yo, what is up guys? This is Not So Midway back with another video today, and we are going to be covering all things Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks online related. So if you haven't already read the title, this is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks Online, just as I stated. So we're going to be going over the server. Sorry about that. This is the server for Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks Online. Here is the official versus competitive scene. Now, this is going to be versus specific, this isn't going to be story mode or anything else related. We've got the server rules, be respectful, respect the channel topics, all that stuff, bug reports, or the glitches, whatever you see in the game that's like, oh, that doesn't work, that's something wrong with that, we obviously can report that, acknowledge the authority. If you think moderators are mistakenly taking action, do not to be defensive about it. Just be chill, man. Be chill and, have a good time. That's what we're here to do. So, that's pretty much the overall, have fun, be chill, follow the rules. That's all you got to do. And then access the server, we're going to click this right here. I've already done so I have access. So let's go over the guide real quick. I'm going to go over this section, explains, like basic detail changes, the controller scheme. So it's going to add, the modifiers, quick attacks. I did make this customization slash thumbnail for them. So they do have a taunt in the game. Let's continue on. They have a taunt in the game. So if you press, I think it's L1, if I remember, you press L1, it is going to taunt. Clearly, that's right here. Press L1, you're going to be able to taunt in game at the other player. There is now forfeiting. Pressing the select button will forfeit the match between the player. So whoever does that, it'll forfeit the game, which is pretty cool. And so there are character requests. Character requests is holding the start button for 2 seconds, display the character request. New character is merely a visual indicator for ranking sets. So yeah, so like in the tournaments and stuff, if I think if the two people kind of like, oh yeah, I guess you want to choose a new character, go ahead and do that. So but yeah, so end of the match. At the end of every match is over, there'll be a restart fight or activate character request feature, which is clearly right here, which is very cool. So tournament settings, best of 3 rounds, 180 seconds each round. Fatalities are disabled. I would assume that there could have been, just some difficulties with that, or they just disabled it altogether, kind of to have a better all experience, or to, negate the fact that it could cause, just more time between matches and other stuff, or, whatever it could have been. I'm sure it was pretty valid reason. Gameplay changes, increase the maximum health from 250 to 400. Now I do like this change because this gives the match an overall longevity, so you don't feel like, oh, I just got hit with a crazy Shaolin Monks combo, I'm already dead. That is not the case at all here. So if somebody does a crazy combo on you, you're not going to be instantly half health, or 3/4 of your health is already gone, like we know in base Shaolin Monks. So I think that's really good for this specific build. And so they've altered the gravity for air combat. So whenever you're attacking in the air with both normals and specials, it'll no longer maintain that aerial momentum, making the characters fall to the ground faster, significantly enhances a few of them, while others suffer from major disadvantages. So it's really all around a better change in my opinion, because you're not having people just constantly stay up in the air, and be able to destroy you consistently. I think that's really good. So the wall splat, when a character is juggled by certain attacks against the wall, they will take additional damage. Any form of those combos will be disabled until this state ends, including grabs. That's pretty good. They've done very well with this. They've banned the moves, general, normal, special attacks that will completely be unavailable. If there's banned character specific moves, they will have their dedicated section inside characters guides. So they'll go ahead and, make the guide for these specific characters, and they'll have different things that are banned, like, manipulation power attack, manipulation grab, because we don't want that manipulation in the game. It's pretty broken, and it's not a versus at all kind of thing. It's not very, it was not made for versus. Let's just say that. Tournament stages, the pit, Shao Kahn's area, the armory, Goro's lair, the Deadpool, and the living forest. I would assume that they'll probably add more stages depending on whether or not they're like compatible. They definitely don't want to add the stages that are hazardous, because the ones that are hazards, or falling off the side of the map, that's not really it's not really something you want to have in some sort of competitive scene. So yeah, that kind of makes sense that why they would do that. So, and last but not least, there are costumes. We didn't have this before, but we do have this now, and it's very cool, very awesome that we have costumes in the game, and it gives people a choice to do something different, to have, you know, just a different overall look. So before the level starts, on this screen specifically, when you're choosing a level, press L1 or R1 to change between these costume colors. Default selection is costume 1 for both players. The mirror select will swap costume 1 and 2 for player 2. So, you know, keep that in mind whenever you choose the same character. And then they go through the 8 playable characters, I would assume, to the costumes of specific colors, which is, yes, that is the case. So they kind of just go through and tell you, yeah, these are what the characters and costumes look like. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do so. So for the last part of this video, guys, which is going to be the most important part, is how do you set this up? So if you want to set this up, go to the PCSX2 online, which is in the setup guide. They also have the Radmin VPN and the NetPlay. You're going to need all of these things. So it's built on a specific version of PCSX2 Fighting Arcade. It's a custom build of the PCSX2 with delayed-based NetPlay. So 2 players can join through the emulator instances similar to the fightcade in other programs. As mentioned, you can download it here. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to be downloading it. But the current version is 1.01. Link will be updated accordingly to the balance patches and fixes and additions. So yes, they will update the game and buff and nerf characters based on feedback or, you know, whatever they want to do. That is kind of the whole point here. So it's very cool, very awesome to see. Content, you know, this is going to be how your folders content should be. They should be from top to bottom, exactly like this. Cheats, they have the cheat codes that make everything work specifically with the ROM hack that's provided within the folders, the game folder specifically. So there's a folder that includes a compatible ROM hack with Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks utilized for competitive play, as well as a general list of changes inside the changelog.txt. So if you don't see anything in the server related to a patch, say a patch rolls out and it's not in the updates or something on the Discord, well, they will always provide a changelog for whenever something comes out. So you can read the changelog and be like, oh, Baraka is now stronger. You know, his knee attack / dive kick is now stronger than it previously was. You know, they'll make those changes accordingly, and they will give those statements within the changelog for you to read. So make sure you read those whenever they come out, or you can watch it or read it in the announcements tab. I will definitely try to provide feedback for all updates and announcements within this, because it's a very big part of the Mortal Kombat Online Shaolin Monks kind of thing. So extensive changes expanded and refer to the unknown. Okay. Important, make sure to have these settings under config and video settings. So the reason why they have this here for the config and video settings for the plugin window, you know, everything graphically related to the game, they have these specifically set in place so that you need to have a specific resolution, specific window screen, and all that stuff. Like, you can still full screen the game, don't get me wrong, but they need to have very specific things set in place for the graphical settings, because if you do anything else, it'll kind of like break it and it'll feel really janky and terrible, and you don't want that. Nobody wants that. So yeah, just be sure to follow all those settings and everything should work accordingly. Or Radmin VPN. So Radmin VPN, setting up the VPN is just super easy. Download it, install it, and after you do that, turn on the power button, which will be this big thing right here with a power sign. So it'll have your default desktop user, which you'll need to change that to whatever you want to be represented as within the community. So, just put your name there, and that's pretty much it. That's your username. So your virtual IP created by Radmin will be able to access through networks located below the username. Go to the advanced tab, make sure auto updates under the system settings, just so that whenever there's updates, you're not going to have issues connecting to other players within, you know, tournaments or anything else like that. So to join a network, to play online, you'll need to join a network, casual lobbies, or tournament lobbies, depending on your preference. So you'll either click, well, no, you won't either click, sorry. You could create your own network, I think, to play with somebody, but I don't know how you would go about doing that, but I would rather just join a network. So within that network, you're going to put Shaolin Monks Online, Casual Lobby 1 as the network name. I don't know if they have the password provided here. I'm not sure. Casual Lobbies Tournament, respectively, with proper okay, so I think maybe it's in the Casual Lobbies area for, depending on what the password will be. Could be. So after successfully joining a lobby network and the name connected to the users will be displayed like the following example. So whenever you're connected, Shaolin Monks Casual Lobby 1. So let's click that. Here we go. So the password will be here. I'm not going to show it online, just so you can join the server and you can come here yourself. Will not be regulated nor counted towards any ranking or leaderboards. That's clearly obvious and stated right there for you to read. So network details, host. So whenever you open the emulator, I'll go over the settings that will be here for all of this. So once you have it downloaded, guys, all you're going to want to do is kind of drag it into a folder. I have mine set here. So just extract it to any folder that you want. I called mine Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks Online. And then after that, you're going to see that once you drag and drop everything from that folder, it's going to look exactly like this. From top to bottom, it will look like that previous picture that I showed you guys earlier. And I think you might be able to see it on screen if I have a picture displayed for you. So after that, you're going to go to pcsx2.exe. So once you go to the .exe, you're going to open that. It is going to open up the PCSX2 Fighting Arcade. Go to the CDVD ISO selector. If mksm Online Competitive Edition is not already selected, you're going to browse. And then once you click browse, you're just going to find the location of where your competitive edition is. And if you don't know where that is, go to the folder that you created where the game is already at. And so that should have already came with the folder that you extracted. So the folder that you extracted, that's where it should be. It should be in the game folder and it should be right there. And then you'll just click open and it will be ready to boot. So after that, you'll just go to the configuration settings, go to video, go to plugin. Make sure everything in here matches up with the tournament thing, because you don't want anything to, or not the tournament thing, but the online settings that they have for everybody in there, because you don't want to go in here and change anything, or, you know, you just want to make sure everything's clear to make sure it's working properly. So, and they've already configured it for you. So if it's not configured, I don't know what to tell you. Just configure it to the way they like it. So after that, go to your video settings, go to window settings. Everything here should be set up. Now, this setting seems to be reverted quite a bit for some reason. I don't know why, but make sure VSync is set to standard and apply that. So you should be good there, and then click OK. Always try to make sure that stuff is already set up, and sometimes VSync gets disabled, so you will have to re-enable that from time to time. So after that, all you're going to do is go to boot netplay. Once booting netplay, you will have your username here. You will have your host address here, which is the Radman VPN host address, and then you can click connect, and that will connect you. But let's go to Radman VPN. So now that we have Radman, I'm going to turn this on. So the host VPN is going to be, the host VPN when you're connecting is going to be the person that you're connecting to. So that would be this person here, which the person that I played with the last time I did this was Relaxed Dirk. You might know him from the creator as Ultimate Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Now we played together and I connected to him with his ID. All I did was click copy IP address through the Radman VPN, and I was able to play with him. Now, this isn't your actual IP address. This is the one that's dedicated through Radman VPN. It is randomly generated. It is not your own personal IP address, just so anybody knows that. And if you want to host it, you can also host it. Number of players, I would only put this at 2. I have not tried it more than 2. I don't know if anybody should do more than 2, but I would just do 2. And so then you would click on host, and they would be able to join you as soon as you start hosting. So if you do host, which is what I will do, it should pop up with the game window. The person will be waiting for your connection, which is the host. So the person that joins you will connect. His player name will show up underneath yours. His ping will show up on the right hand side. Always set the input delay to 7. If it is not perfect for you, I would try 6 or 7. I wouldn't really go beyond these 2 numbers, as it could cause, the emulator to break and have, some serious problems. So try to stay within 6 or 7 to see which one works best for you guys. And once your friend joins, all you would have to do is press start, and the game will now boot up properly. So now that I boot up the game, I will just continue with no memory card. You don't need a memory card. Everything's already going to be unlocked. So the Lost Secrets Demo 3 Competitive Edition, press start to begin. I will press start, just going to choose the basic. Now you can see that we only have versus mode available to us, because that's what this is all about. I'm going to click X. It's going to take us in here. As you can clearly see that I have everything running perfectly. So you would just choose your character. I don't have the other one set up for my keyboard or anything like that, so I'm not going to continue on from there. But you get the picture, and it's currently working. So make sure that every time that you exit out of the fightcade or the game or the lobby with a player, make sure that you close the entirety of the emulator. You do not want this open, because it will have problems and issues and you won't be able to play with anybody. So make sure you close it every single time and then reopen it. So for those that are wanting to connect to somebody, you're going to boot netplay, connect, put in their IP. So say I wanted to play with the creator Zmods and he wants to play with me. I'm going to click copy IP address. I am now going to paste that IP into here. Whenever he has notified me that he has started hosting, I will now proceed to press connect, but I am not going to do so because he's not currently hosting. But if he was, that's all I would need to do. So last but not least, guys, choose your destiny. Select multiple game roles. For anybody out there that wants to be playing this, there are Shaolin Monks Online, the role, the tournament entry role, and the 3D era stats. So you can choose all 3 of these if you would like. That's what I did. But there's one thing that is important to all of this. How is it going to affect me of where I live? Well, they have regions. So the available roles are South America, North America, Europe, and Asia. They're currently working to make this possible for the players that do want to play if they are from other places. So whatever region you are specific, choose the square, triangle, circle, and X to represent your region of where you live. We also have the language area, which is Espanol, English, and other languages. Choose which one you are most fluent in, and if you can speak a little bit of both or whatever, you can preferably do all 3. So guys, I would say that that's pretty much it for everything that I need to cover here. It is very cool, very awesome to see that this is a real thing. So without further ado, guys, my name is Not So Midway. Be sure to like the video, as it really does help me. Be sure to buy me a coffee if you feel like you want to donate to the channel or donate to the remaster that is in the works. Also be sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications, guys. I will see you in the next one.